and so I go to the last presentation of this first session. So I invite Sabrina Sposito, which is a territorial planner and university researcher, and will explain another second part of this project, Creative Food Cycles.
Thank you, Federica, and thanks to Professor Schrader also for the invitation to such an interesting conference. I share the screen. Can you see it full screen?
Yeah, not really full screen, but we can see the PDF.
Ah, okay. Okay. So my presentation is complementary to the previous one. And as Federica said in the introduction, it focuses on new creative food cycles and territorial innovations, so the Creative Food Cycles project. In particular, I focus on the working program, the implemented activities and the results. To introduce some preliminary notes. So as scholarship state only recently, food has been recognized as an urban concern, capable also to catalyze spatial qualities, going beyond a very long-standing rural-urban divide and moving important steps towards connecting the different food segments from farm to table, but also the way back in a circular way. So there has been a new interdisciplinary interest that has helped provide a strategic base for action in food sector, in particular to foster sustainability and resilience of agri-food systems. So since the 90s, there has been focus on food flows within a particular kind of urban region to renovate linkages and dynamics between the city and the countryside. And this has been summarized by Hayden in the term foodshed. But
sorry if I interrupt, are you going ahead with the slides because we just see the first one?
Ah, okay. So you can see.
No, we are seeing the cover right now.
Okay, so I try to share again.
Yeah, now we can see local economies. Okay, yes.
Can you see now?
Yeah,
okay.
Perfectly.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. But what kind of countryside we are looking at? In the recent exhibition Countryside the Future at the Guggenheim Museum, Rem Koolhaas shows the radical changes and the technological innovations that are transforming the countryside. We can consider, for example, the evolving methods of agroecology, or also the many movements and the struggles to build safe and just food systems that involve both the urban and the rural communities. There has been focus on the economic affordability of food and also growing demand of stability to avoid food crises like the one that happened at the beginning of this century in 207, 208, as also you can see in the graph. And applied to food provisioning, the observation of material flows has contributed to the concept of a regenerative city that replenishes and not only preserves natural resources through circular metabolism, but it's also important to embrace not only ecological factors, but also social dynamics such as creative bonds and commons to achieve sustainability goals and a better quality of life. The international catalog that Emanuele Sommeriva showed you before has collected some of the many practices targeting innovation in the topic of food that are able to activate ecological role of community space. And this is also the direction that European and the global action plans are indicating. Given this background, I will tell you about the project Creative Food Cycles that was co-funded by the Creative Europe program of the European Union. It elaborated an action-based approach in which the food cycles from producing foodstuffs to recycling food waste are understood holistically and linked to each other proactively. So it emerges from the necessity of new experimentation with new typologies of urban spaces connected to food, but by means of open laboratories and capacity building. So the project articulated on a recursive set of co-design actions. We had international workshops, installations, itinerant exhibitions that took the form of an intercultural exchange program between the 3 partner cities of Hanover, Barcelona, and Genova, according to the 3 food cycles and the 3 fields of expertise, assuming urban metabolism and co-creation and innovation technologies to be the drivers of change. So the methodological steps engaged with research by design approach, but also with instant urbanism techniques combined with thematic lectures and expert reviewers, but also with open debates and interactions with performing arts and local initiatives. The project results have been collected in main publications that are open for access on the project website. And I will show you briefly the activities that were implemented into the 3 cities, but with a particular focus on the ones that we developed in Hanover. Regarding the workshop in Barcelona, it had the scope of enhancing public spaces through the agency of a creative urban farming based on advancing technologies. So urban hydroponic systems or new materials developed from plant roots, or pollination in vacant space, urban bioreactors for algal biofuel, and edible mushrooms cultivation. So these are just some of the proof of concepts that were implemented during the 3-day workshop program. The last project that I showed you, Mutualism, was then upscaled as a real installation that was called Microscape. This is a modular system which supports the growth of edible mushrooms in public spaces, but also building facades and rooftops. Producing both food but also construction materials, so it has 2 sizes. It consists of modules for the mushroom substrate, but also a parametric external surface that you can clearly see here to control the environmental outside condition. And Microscape has been intended also to be a tool for social inclusion because it can be managed by local communities. The workshop in Hanover had the objective of enabling alternative models of distributing, but also of marketing, of consuming, sharing, and displaying or cooking food, and creating food notes. And the prototypes try to put together different sensorial but also artistic performances and experiences into new kind of urban furniture that was connected to food. And we explored ideas to reinterpret food places that are very important in everyday life. So the market that can be considered as a place of urban-rural interaction in food cycles. The kitchen, that is the place of cultural processing of materials of knowledge and tastes, or the table as the place of consumption, rituals, and conviviality. And these ideas were meant to create some kind of urban theaters to catalyze systematic transformation from the city to the communities and regional food sheds. So we explored these 5 lines of interpretation: food culture, conviviality, digitization, circular economy, and sustainability. And within these lines of investigation, we created prototypes in the form of temporary, movable, and modular structures for a multivalent pop-up market, as in the case of leftover performance, that consists of a leftover kitchen that is based on transformative social action to raise the awareness on the mass consumption and to reduce food waste in the city, especially at a neighborhood level, by motivating local communities to share their leftovers and to prepare a meal together. So it tries to integrate different kinds of functions. We have sharing cooking spots that are designed out of recycled materials that are locally sourced. Another example, this is always leftover kitchen. Another example of a proof of concept that the young creatives implemented is Pneumatic Towers that consist of urban totems that work with the sensorial experiences associated with food, with smell and colors. And just try to stimulate unexpected food experiences and explorations by intriguing the imagination beyond a conventional association color test. And this idea engages also with the principle of molecular gastronomy as a way to combine imagination and technology, food exaltation, and creativity. Then we have Portable, that is a modular and moving unfolding table supporting a cultivating bed where various herbs can grow. And its architectures try to materialize the everyday simple rituals in the scale of amusing parking lots. So the idea is that anyone can bring a chair and can join the table, contributing to create a public living room in which you can meet and eat together. Portable has been then further explored and scaled up and built as a one-to-one installation. And the project consists of two parts that are integrated by structure and by function. So we have the folding table, a series of unfolding modules which can be opened depending on the needs of the users. For a small event, the table can be unfolded just a few meters, but when completely unfolded, it can reach almost 22 meters. And it is very nice because this unfolding process requires collaboration, but also an harmonic choreography of movements of all the people who are using and building this installation. And then we have the raised bed, that is the second part of the structure, that covers the table, and it contains a selection of culinary herbs, and it provides also a very nice display on the top of the table. And I will show you at the end the video of the portable installation. And Portable can be also transferred to other cities and can be customized according to different colors, to different uses and needs, because it takes place, as I said previously, in the standardized dimension of a parking lot. During the launch event, the Food Shed Convivium was organized as a moment of critical reflection to explore how the current food chains are creating an impact on the food culture and on the local cuisines. So we tried to understand which kinds of geography were crossed, which transformation took place, and also how there were global and inter-regional influences, trying to understand how to reinterpret and redesign different kind of recipes, especially coming from Germany or from the European or the fusion cuisine. So the Food Shed Convivium hosted a shared dinner, raising awareness on the cooking phases, but also different trends and different changes of tastes in food cycles, and created the stage for novel conviviality rituals, easily adaptable to different kinds of urban contexts and neighborhood. This is the design team of Portable. The workshop in Genova had the objective of repurposing food waste and other discarded matter to create eco-sustainable materials, products, and processes. So creating biodegradable tableware or packaging and home furniture by transforming plant fibers or coffee ground or rice husk and other matters, or to creating new textiles from food byproducts. For example, creating new bioresin prototypes and compostable plates, or biodegradable food packaging with origami design that can be used for also for containing food, but also to put inside seeds that can also be planted in the soil, or textile design that was built out of fish waste. And the prototypes were then exhibited and explained during open labs within an international science festival. And we had an itinerant exhibition that represented a significant series of international cultural exchanges. They were particularly based on the audience development between the partner and the hosting cities. So we had the three partner cities of Genova, Barcelona, and Hanover, and the hosting cities of Patras, Antwerp, Ljubljana, and Nancy. So they acted as real ambassadors to promote the philosophy of creative food cycles. And the exhibition consisted of 100 panels, 3 video clips collecting interviews with experts who took part in the project activities, including printed part of the food catalog, the food interaction catalog, but also pictures and videos of the working sections and all the activities that we developed in the project. And the last activities were the International Symposium and Festival. The International Symposium was aimed at an international academic audience and tried to explore novel ideas and knowledge and practices in the ways space, economy, and society are transformed today. And International Festival, that was a digital event because of the pandemic situation, and also the International Symposium turned to be digital. But during the festival, there were also some activities like the exhibition of design products or the market of ideas, and a food fashion show that took place in an abandoned heritage building called the Albergo dei Poveri. So it tries to... Yeah.
1 minute left.
Okay. It tries to demonstrate the potential of recycling materials to have some kind of performative actions and celebration around food. So these are the 3 important lines that we explored during the symposium, and that can be also an open question for also new advances in research. And I would like to finish just showing you the portable video. I open it directly from the website just to show you also that all the materials have been uploaded here, so you can freely navigate on the website and take advantage of all the materials that we produced. So these are the construction phases in which the student trying to build from the scratch all the parts of the installation. Also using digital fabrication techniques, that was an important aspect in working program, trying to combine the vernacular knowledge and digitization and circular economy and all important topics that we explored together. Here you can see the cultivating green bag. And you have to take care of it. And preparing the recipe to share was part of the launch event of the installation. Creating also the infographics and trying to create the food floor as I showed you before. And that's it. Thank you very much for the attention.
Many thanks to you, Sabrina, and for this also nice presentation.